we are looking at 4 misconceptions that can prevent us from being emotionally healthy disciples. The first misconception, that I can know God deeply without knowing myself deeply. The second one, I can be a disciple without being disciplined. And today, our third, that I can know God genuinely without knowing Him experientially. So much of Christian faith is a knowledge about God, but not an interaction with God. That I can know in my head that there was a God, that there's a Bible, that there was this historical Jesus who died, was raised from the dead, and that by believing in Him, I can be His child. And yet, even though I have all that in my knowledge about Him, I can fall short and fail to experience Him. I cannot know God genuinely without knowing Him experientially. Our text in 2 Peter 2 through 9, the first few verses, 2 and 3, use a little word called epignosis. It's translated knowledge in our English Bibles. This word epignosis has a little prefix from a word that maybe you've heard before, gnosis. Gnosis in Greek is also translated in our Bibles, knowledge. We're going to see this dual translation of epignosis as knowledge and gnosis as knowledge in the passage we are looking at in 2 Peter chapter 1. The word epignosis has an increased meaning to it. It's a differentiation from just knowing. It's a knowing that only comes about through experience. It's the fact that I can know something does not mean that I have experientially known it. I can know about Yosemite National Park. I can know about Yosemite Falls. I can know about the Mist Trail. This is entirely different than what I did over the last month, which was to make 2 trips to Yosemite to hike Yosemite Falls, an 8-mile round trip, and to hike to a place called Moraine Dome up above the Mist Trail, a 17-mile trip. I guarantee you, epignosis, knowing about these hikes experientially, is a world apart from knowing about it informationally. I can read about it, I can hear about it, but if I have not epignosed it, experienced it, I do not know this hike deeply, genuinely. Jesus wants us not just to read about Him, hear about Him, but to know Him experientially. Everything in our text about what we have, relationship with a divine nature, it says comes through not gnosis, but epignosis, to experience Him. In verse 3, he then adds a little word, koinonos, which is translated that we can be participants in His divine nature. This idea of being a participant, this little word koinonos, is the idea of being a partner, a participant, a sharer, a companion. It can be translated of someone who is a business partner or a traveler who accompanies us on a journey. This is exactly what God does. Even the Holy Spirit, which is called the Comforter, is one who comes alongside. The Paraclete comes alongside. Why? To travel with us so that we can begin to experience God. Have you experienced Him? Are you engaging with Him as a person or as a topic? Do you pray to Him as your Father or just to a distant power? Do you confess to Him as a trusted confidant or rather as a religious ritual? Do you know God mentally or do you know Him experientially? World of difference. When we know God experientially, we begin to allow him to address our emotions, our fears, our anxiety, and by his presence to bring us peace, not theoretically, but experientially. I hope today you will call him friend. You will speak to him as your Father. You will recognize his comforting presence, and you'll experience him more deeply. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.